What's bragging, guys? Welcome to the final episode of this FC Cincinnati career mode. Sorry about the probably I'm guessing like a 7-8 month, even possibly longer drop off between episodes. It just been such a wild year for me. So we did finish coming off from the last episode. Ended up being here in second place. Of course, the first season we did basically lose in that first round of the playoffs, and we actually were on a pretty good run. As far as just the whole side was playing fairly well. We struggled at first and we turned it around. But we have promising players such as Juan Granero, the Mexican goalkeeper, as potentially special. Brought in a young Mexican-American fullback in Marco Farfan. And he's probably going to be stepping in for Garza, who is getting a little bit on the older end, but has always been a very quality player for us. Another young player here in Smith has potential to be special also, and he's already a very good center back, so I do think Tyler Smith will just be starting right away and featuring into our plans. Kendall Waston, the veteran player, will be next to Smith as of now, and of course has some pretty quality players in MLS such as Alves Powell, tons of pace on him. Reese Park, a young center defensive mid/center back who is 67 overall, an exciting prospect. So I do think he'll end up getting some matches. An exciting prospect is Lucas Banks also, and of course we have players such as Kudamane, Joe Jal. Joe Jal is an interesting story, of course, having all those injuries to his ACL. I mean, he was at one point playing for Dortmund. Actually, has had a very promising career. Came back to MLS. Same with Mane, a guy who seemed to be just possibly looked to have some success in Europe or at a decent level, but unfortunately didn't work out for him. Of course, Julian Green, we brought him back also, the Wonder Kid. So I just feel like that's what I really want to approach my future career modes with. I would like to just kind of do some rebuilds, maybe in MLS, Mexican League, and stuff like that, because those are the leagues I really just have the most knowledge of, living in North America and having watched a lot of MLS and Mexican League growing up. Of course, I watched a lot of European football also, but of course, the time difference is what always kills me in general, being on the West Coast especially. I can catch usually a lot more Spanish league and Bundesliga matches, so that's why I've always watched the Bundesliga a lot more, I'd say, than in the Prem, especially in these recent years as I got a family and everything. So Soto up top, Alan Cruz. Behind him, Julian Green on the right wing, Mane. Frankie Amaya, a very promising youngster also. Bertone ran out the midfield. So getting into some just chances possibly early on here. I remember this match was actually very boring. I did this recently, but I probably played these games like in January, maybe February or something. I think I actually might have played them right as kind of quarantine was happening or something like that, man. It's been a while, but some good build-up play is usually what you'll see from this side. Amaya to Soto. Good little attempt at a turn. Unfortunately, just could not get that kind of final ball going. And that's really what was kind of the story of this match, just trying to have these a lot of little half chances that can really go our way. And this time, a good turn from Cruz, but unfortunately just really scuffed this shot. If he gets just a little bit more power, some lift on that shot, I think that's a goal. And a chance here in the 67th minute, pushing forward. Green going to look for the cutback, going to play the ball to Amaya. And again, a scuffed shot from one of our midfielders with those late runs are getting the proper spaces, but just unfortunately cannot take advantage of the chances. And now an interesting effort on goal to end the match there, as this was kind of there was some chances, but it was a fairly boring 0-0. I remember this was the first probably career mode game I'd actually played in a while, so that's why things didn't really go our way probably. So Soto, Smith, Farfan, Bertone, and Powell being trained, and Soto, of course, he was our designated player signing him over from Hanover and bringing him into our side to start in that striker spot. Unfortunately, Kendall Waston's be out for 2 months with a torn hamstring. So we're going to be putting the two youth academy players in that center back role. So we have two youngsters, a 19-year-old, I believe an 18-year-old in Park and Smith, and we'll see how they perform. Park doesn't really have amazing physicals or anything like that, but I mean, he's going to have to do. I would really like to see those men engage in relations together at the center back role, our young partnership. And I think it was PSV was coming in for Alan Cruz, actually. So they actually triggered his release clause. So Cheek Clapper had to come in and renew that contract. Look at just the beautiful man that is Cheek Clapper. That very fresh, wonderful hair, wonderful set of hair. I don't know, he has a kind of a scowl to him, though. That's something. He needs to be a little bit better with his maybe public relations face or something. But yeah, either way, glad to keep him on, because that would have been probably, actually would have really tried to probably bring someone in, so it would have not been fun. Now, going up here against NYCFC in a pretty important match, I think we're just going to really be speed running through this episode. Obviously, you can see it's the series finale, but early chance, and thankfully that is taken. Nice, Mane with the pace. I just don't know what it is with like the whole runs and everything. If you just kind of overload the midfield, it seems like just the defenders just have a really hard time. But nice to grab that early goal. Now 27th minute, Cruz running the defense, playing the ball to Soto. Good little run from Bertone. Soto again is going to have a go, and he just absolutely blasts that over the bar. Not the best contact on that shot for sure. We definitely need to improve a bit with our finishing, because we could have won that first match against the Union, but the finishing was a bit poor from Amaya and Cruz and some of the few chances we had. Now Soto running at the defense and is fouled. It looks like that is just inside the box, so have to take a look. That is a yellow card also for the NYCFC player. And we're going to have Soto step up and try to take this. I am awful penalty kick taker, though. So, yeah, that happened. Not the best. But going down this wing, Cruz made a good job pressing, putting the ball to the rapid winger Joe Zhao, who's kind of now a bench option, using that pace off the bench. Soto just hits that one over the bar. We really want to get the youngster a goal, get his confidence going a bit more, because the last season, Darren Maddox was incredible. Soto got injured early on. Darren Maddox is really just always been overpowered player in FIFA, and he definitely showed it in that first season with us. So still in the second place spot, and you can see basically it's kind of a derby match, I guess. It's too early in the career of FC Cincinnati to really call that in the history of FC Cincinnati, but they are two Ohio teams, so it is somewhat of an important matchup, I will say, between these two guys. So we'll show our matches against them, and that we're going to try to kind of maybe speed run through the rest of this video. But now Cruz going to play the ball in here behind to Green. Get on this wing, probably going to look for the cutback as usual. Good little just kind of pass. Cruz just missed that opportunity to get through that dribble through that defender, though, and get a shot on goal. So looks like could be opportunity here, and a great block and a great save. He might have just been offside, Jossie Zardes, but nonetheless, that freaking reaction was incredible, it looked like. So now trying to get some pressure on this midfield, and a good ball played down the wing here, though, by the Crew players, and a good cut back in. The dribbling looks pretty good. Park did a good job stopping that, but a little bit of aids there, and in the end the Crew grabbed that goal. This is weird stuff going on. I'm really sure what happened. I think it was just a bad animation that screwed us in the end. So Luca Jaritano, 10 goals in MLS, and he adds a 10th to his tally. It's been a while since I've done long recording, so. But either way, I wanted to wrap this series up because I feel bad not finishing series. I need to finish things more in my life. Now Mane looking for the sweat. The Zhao did bring Zhao on, of course, later on the match. Bring his pace on against some tired defenders is the ideal thing to do, and grabs himself a nice equalizing goal. So that's good. I like to score equalizers, and now we need to try to grab that winner here against the Crew. Still 23 minutes left or so to try to grab another one. And the 86th minute, Mane with tons of space. And you can see Zhao, it could be free back post. We'll see how they play. Mane is going to go play for the cutback to Green. And what a block from the Columbus Crew defender. That was an incredible block. That looked like that was going to go in the back of the net. Yeah, that definitely looks like, actually might have gone wide actually. But 1-1 draw against our fierce rivals. and we'll actually see the next match, kind of a return fixture against them. 32 matches played, 76 points, so could end up winning the Eastern Conference, but it's going to be a tough race. So I obviously sim tons of games. I didn't feel like showing all the sim matches, but we'll get into this one now. It should be a fun fixture here against Columbus Crew. I just really wish they would have all the MLS stadiums. I believe if you're going to have like MLS like licensing completely over leagues, you got to get the stadiums in my opinion. But interesting ball over the top here into some space. A little extra balls going second ball, going their way. And now we are down 1-0 in the 29th minute. So I said extra balls. That sounds good. But either way, I think that Jaritano again grabbing a goal against us. So he, two matches, 2 goals against us. He's been pretty good. And Green back out on this wing, going to try to get some build-up play going. Smith pushing forward a little bit, making himself an option in the attack. Now Powell using that pace, just sprinting down that wing. No one can catch up to him, it looks like. And going to cut back, though. A good ball. Soto back to Powell, back to Cruz. This is some good build-up play. Cruz with a little kind of drag back and just hits that wide. Unfortunately, Cruz has been solid, but the finishing has not been not been incredible, to say the least. So could definitely be a 1-1 matchup at the moment. But now Maddox can play the ball back to Cruz, and again, just cannot get those little extra touches to go our way. Now 83rd minutes. Green here, getting forward. He's actually moved into the central midfield. And Zhao back out on the wing, the pacey winger. Looks like he may have some options. And he's going to play the ball across to Soto, who just gets his foot around. He gets enough power on that to beat the goalkeeper. It's always a tough shot, actually. But good work from Zhao, using that pace again behind and finding the perfect pass. Just getting that away from those 2 defenders who were trying to latch on to it. So Soto, 13th goal of the season, and nice to see the youngster getting a goal in. But I think it's 2 1-1 draws against our fierce, bitter rivals. So that's unfortunate. You would like to beat your rivals. Yes, that is what you would like to do. Nonetheless, we will get into the playoffs, it looks like here now. So second, just behind Philadelphia. Actually, I think we're not. I think we are in the play. Unless round 1 was the freaking cup, the MLS Open Cup. So, yes. We will get to the playoffs here against DC United. I'm sorry, it's been a while. So DC United here in this fixture. I believe it's just one fixture now in the MLS playoffs, which I actually think is pretty interesting. I wonder how people react to that in the Champions League fixture. It's a big difference for some people. I think some teams just really could just benefit from the 2 legs, and others I think are better off going with one match and putting their all into it. But either way, Green back to Cruz here, 6th minute. Soto with a very good turn and a great save, though, from the DC United goalkeeper. He tried to go hard near post, and the goalkeeper gets down real quick to save that. Good reflexes. Maybe we could have put that a little bit closer to the near post, however. But a little second ball, looks like it could have gone their way. But Mane, good header. Cruz is going to have some space around the defense. Going to try to maybe get a 1-2 going. Bertone, we're going to play the ball back on the wing to Green. He's going to look into the middle here to Soto. And Green makes a very good run behind. And he's got to just pick out that pass, wait for the right moment. And that's a great ball to Soto. That little trailing run from him, just finding that perfect seam to get that pass off. And that is a 1-0 lead for us in the 19th minute. Very good goal. Nice work from Green. Just perfectly weighted, perfectly paced pass to go up here. And that is just what you want to see from the boys. Good job, team. Go, team, go. But yes, I really have missed recording videos, and it's interesting how life has been for me, man. This whole year has been a bit of a train wreck, it feels like, in some senses. In other ways, it's been wonderful. It's nice being with my girl, but I would love that not be a pandemic. Cruz, unfortunately, hits that right at the goalkeeper, 29th minute. and we're really just kind of piling on the attack. It seems like have had a lot more chances. Mane going to use that pace around the defense, going to wait for that run, and a great ball from Soto over the top to Mane, who's going to have a go, and that is rocketed near post. Mane using that pace, getting behind and finishing his chance. I love that Mane actually has a game face too. Love me some game faces. So a great finish near post into the back of the nets. That is just what you want to see. And that was kind of, love when they hit off the half volley. It's kind of like a knuckleball, it looked like. Now, yeah, 10 goals in the season officially for Mane. This is the playoffs. This probably shouldn't count. But either way, 2-0. Chance to maybe go up a little bit further in the 67th minute. Cruz, that's a very good ball. The way he kind of seamed around that too, the way he shaped his body on was perfect, and he's going to sweat across to Soto to go up 3-0. Sebastian Soto, the young, promising American striker, getting himself a goal. And I think maybe in real life, if he gets a chance, he could end up having a solid career. He seems to be a pretty good instinctive goal scorer. Just had some problems with his initial club. So 3-1 victory in the end. That was unfortunate, but our boys are sweetie pies, sweethearts, and they are consoling their opponents for getting knocked out of the first round of the playoffs. So there's a few more rounds to go to try to win that MLS Cup. It will be so 3-1. Good work. I'm kind of parched. I'm a little thirsty. This is like 17 minutes already, and this is like a 40-minute video apparently. So either way, semifinals against New York City FC. I believe they beat us earlier on in the season, actually, and they've always been a pretty tough squad. They have some quality players, and we'll see how we perform against them here in the conference semifinals. So it would be 2 more victories to get to the MLS Cup, the final, essentially. And we'll get into this match here now. Looks like they may have some good possession going right away. The youngster Sand's going to play the ball to Maxi Morales. Maxi Morales into some space. And that is a very terrible pass. And then that was, I don't know what happened right there. Interesting. Now Mane going to wait for that overlap. Cruz going to have some space in the middle. Soto, Bertone, a good turn. Soto going to have a chance at goal, and he hits that in 5 minutes in. A strange mistake from the NYCFC defense, and we just absolutely hop on that thanks to a good through ball by Bertone and Soto finishing the opportunity. Soto was a bit inconsistent with his finishing before, but we really trained that to make sure he would get to very high levels. So good work nonetheless. I love it. Goals are nice. Now, 23rd minutes, Powell kind of pressing a little bit high as a fullback. Cruz going to try to close this down. Smith, some very good build-up play. And that is a great save from Granero, the young Mexican goalkeeper, doing a good job getting in front of that one. Now Powell going to push forward a little bit here. Going to have some space. I don't know what that fullback is doing stepping up like that. Doesn't really step like that whatsoever. A great ball played here to Cruz. Can Cruz actually finish a chance? And no, he cannot. Cruz has some awful finishing, man. He just cannot finish his chances. Doesn't matter where he is. He just has been getting in the right spots, but he cannot finish whatsoever. Hopefully that does not carry over in some future games here now. Morales, a good opportunity, and they take advantage of it. That just hurts. You had a huge clear chance that is not taken, and now NYCFC ties things up here in the 38th minute. It's a good play. Defense was kind of out of sorts, probably partially the user's fault, but either way, the experienced player Maxi Morales showing his craft and ability and composure. And then Julian Green, though, showing some flair on the wing. Look for the little late run like he always does. He's going to find Bertone and just cannot get that shot off. But that is some great vision from Green, and he would nonetheless finding that run. Now Green back again with some space. He's going to be looking inside. You know that. And not the best pass this time, but a little back heel that was cute. Cruz going to have an opportunity possibly. Gets fouled. Probably best that he is fouled considering his lack of finishing. But either way, we could have an opportunity here on goal. I'm an awful free kick taker, but maybe this will be the one time we score a nice free kick. Hopefully it is. So Bertone, who has a little bit of curve to him. Yeah, he got to live a little bit of curve. He's going to hit this one, and that is a very good save from Sean Johnson. That was nearly in. So we're going to go to extra time. No penalties right away. Going to go straight to extra time, and we'll see how this goes, because I do not want to go to penalties for sure. Now, going into the end of this first half extra time, actually, this is right at the beginning of the game, my bad, and they take advantage of a mistake by the youngster Smith right away. 93rd minute, 3 minutes into extra time, they pounce on a mistake from the youngster, and they make us pay. So that is just tough. We've had quite a few chances and have not taken them, and it could definitely come back to haunt us. Smith just had to try to clear that first time, maybe try to take a touch. Did not need to. So now we got to bring in the boys. Joe Zhao, Darren Maddox up top, I'm guessing. So you got to bring in the options. Of course, Maddox, pace, Zhao, pace. Green going to step in. Cruz, unfortunately. Cruz did not have the best match for sure. He has been a bit disappointing with his finishing. So Maddox, of course, was a hero in that first season. Tons of goals, taking over the youngster Soto. Now they're going to have to try to work together to bring FC Cincinnati back in this match. And Maddox, you're going to play the ball to Mane. Now you got the pace going. You got Mane. You got Maddox with a run to the side here, and you got Green, and Green's going to hit that in. So that's what you get when you bring on this pace off the bench. You just create pace is definitely key at times in this game, especially just I don't know what it is with the AI defense, and I'm glad that I don't think I've really touched FIFA 20 in a few weeks, so I will not be doing so. I may play some FIFA 13 or something. We'll see. I have a throwback career mode in mind, but Julian Green with a chance to go ahead and does not take it. So that is frustrating. Do not want to be made to make pay or something. So either way, Green back to Bertone, to Soto, back in the middle to Maddox, and a great ball to Mane, who is going to finish that side netting. That's a beautifully worked goal, actually, and that is the 117th minute of extra time. That is huge. Really good movements, great build-up play. Mane with some confidence, just hitting that right off the bat, really going to the side netting, shaping his body perfectly, and Sean Johnson really did not have much of a chance on that one. So hopefully Cheek Clapper and his boys can hold on, because Cheek Clapper does not want to have to make it clap for the boys. But a big win in the end, and we go on now to the conference finals. We'll see who we play in the finals here. I wouldn't be surprised if it's the Union, who've been we're a pretty tough team throughout the season for us, and we certainly want to make them pay for giving us a hard time. But a 3-2 victory in the end. That was Soto, Green, Mane all coming in clutch, and you love to see those guys come in, because it's really because kind of the whole narrative of this series for me has been just bringing in some guys with a cool backstory who have something to prove, and prove it in MLS, and maybe move on in their career to somewhere else. So it is the Philadelphia Union here in the conference finals. I'm not sure why we're playing at home, because I believe we were the second seed, so the game is strange nonetheless, but I don't know if that makes a huge difference. And this is a very boring matchup, which is why you do not see anything in the 64th minute with basically, Frankie Amaya is going to have to come off. We're going to bring on Joe Zhao. Going to try to make things happen with our pace, like usual. Pace is what it is, man. Pace is what it's all about. Monty getting played over the top, and that is a great ball. Unfortunately, he freezes up in front of goal. All he has to do is bash that first time in the back of the net, and should be good, but he did not do that. That did not happen, unfortunately. Now some good play, but Granero with a huge save. I believe he was just off in the end, but that wasn't either way. That was a wonderful save from the guys there. So Mane gonna come on, gonna move over to left mid. Excuse me. We're gonna bring on Darren Maddox, and we're gonna go with that pace. Pace with two strikers. I don't know what it is. It's just really overpowered, and that's just something the defensive AI needs to fix. So we'll get into this now. 119th minutes of extra time. ridiculous. And Jojal gets this ball, uses his pace down the wing, flicks it over to Maddox, going to flick it over first time to Sebastian Soto, and he's going to hit that in the back of the nets. We win it in the dying minutes of the extra time the injury time of extra time, excuse me. Soto going to be making out with the post there. His new form of celebration. He just cannot hold back his emotions, and what a goal in the end that was. Jojal with the pace, playing to Maddox, playing to Soto. Some guys who are just have been wonderful throughout. Cheek Clapper's ecstatic seeing his boys go ahead here in this matchup. That is what you love to see from the side. Sebastian Soto, the young American striker, was probably hoping to move up to go back to Europe and maybe move with a higher club, showing his goal-scoring prowess, his ability to tap the ball in from close range. You love it. But either way, we're going to go to the MLS Cup final now, and we'll see who our opponent is as we enter the game. Yes. But yeah, we'll see about my plans for next FIFA. I'm sure no one else is watching anymore, but next FIFA I really would like to bring about some rebuilds, MLS, Mexican League, some other stuff like that. So I probably would be doing growth tests again, like just maybe a few times a month, 1 or 2 times a month, kind of a batch of growth tests, and that's it. Maybe some player position training test or something like that. We'll see what happens. But now we'll be playing against Seattle Sounders. It always seems to be the Sounders or the Portland Timbers in the final of MLS Cup, and that does not change. They did actually win the most recent MLS Cup, did the Sounders, so not too far off predictions, I guess you would say, off the usual. But FC Cincinnati, the young upstart club, trying to turn around their fortunes, third season in the league, and it is all for the cup, baby, all for that beautiful cup. You can see the brackets. I think, yeah. So Seattle had to beat FC Dallas and Sporting Kansas City to get to this point. So played some decent sides in MLS. Usually they're pretty solid, and a beautiful little kind of walk. I just want to show this, I guess, for the sake of like seeing stuff. I don't know. Cinematics, I guess. So Cheek Clapper gonna have the usual starting 11 here, and we'll be interested more so in what Seattle Sounders have to offer. I've noticed some interesting transfers with MLS clubs, so I'm kind of curious to see what they have, what they brought in, who stayed. Couple guys like Harry Shipp, who's kind of a more rotational player starting for this team. But Nicolas Lolero, you can see him there. Stephen Fry, some of the bigger, most important names with the club have been with the club for a while. So Fry, Leardom, Kim Ki-hee, Xavier Arriaga, Nuhu, a beast. I had him in a career mode once, I remember, on the channel. Lolero, Benzia, that's Yacine Benzia, playing behind Rui Diaz. Then Caccini, Delem. So interesting. They brought in that Benzia, who was a legend in like FIFA 12, FIFA 13 back in the day. A second ball looked like it nearly went our way, almost for the Cruz. But unfortunately for the Seattle Sounders, 4 minutes in, they lose their star player, Nicolas Lolero. He falls down on a set piece. It looks like he injured his shoulder or something like that. And that is very tough. It looked like maybe his shoulder or his knee. Not sure what it was. Actually, nice little cinematics. I've not seen that too much. He just got absolutely toppled. And I'm guessing that toppling did not feel too good. And so he is hurt. So they're going to have to take him off 4 minutes in of their final. That might be, unfortunately, good for us. I mean, they're losing their most talented player, really, their best threat offensively. Now, Amaya's going to play this ball here to Soto. Good little hold-up play to Green. He's going to, looks like he's going to maybe have a shot. Go for the cutback. Cruz, again. Cruz cannot finish. This is his 4th big miss of this episode. Cruz had that goal It's tough to see because it's a final. You don't know how many chances you're going to get here. And Seattle Sounders now back on the wing. Nuhu, the absolute beast, going to play a cutback. And what a save, though, by Renault. Incredible reflex save there to keep that ball out. That was definitely going in the back of the net if you didn't get a palm on that. Did not get down quickly to save that. That's incredible to see. So, going to have a chance here, looks like possibly on this corner kick. We'll see if they can make anything out of that. And that just goes over the bar. Very close from Rui Diaz. Whew, that's one clinical striker. Of course, he's been incredible throughout his career, really, in the Mexican League as well as an MLS. And he's just a very talented player, been solid as well for his national team. Now, Mane going to use his pace getting behind. And he went for a goal. Side netting. He probably should have played the sweat. But hits the side netting. And that's another chance blown. Is this going to be just a complete bottle from the boys? Bertone playing the ball here to Cruz. Good quick pass from Soto. Amaya is going to play the ball here to Soto. He's going to have a chance. 1v1 against the goalkeeper. And he hits that wide. 3 clear chances are not taken. That is tough to see. Bertone going to try to play the ball through here. Doesn't eventually get a deflection go his way. Soto going to play the ball now to Mane. Is he going to finish this? Come on, Mane. And he hits that powerfully near post. Hikuta Mane, the one he was considered really kind of a wonder kid, I would say, who just did not have things pan out for him in Mexico, Europe, and really did not have an amazing, per se, club career in general. But it's nice to see him putting those goals together. And is he going to give us that winning goal for us here to help us raise that MLS Cup? Stirring the pot, cooking up some dishes for us, cooking up some pozole, some birria. I'm not even sure, man, but you love to see him cooking for us, for his club, for the boys. So 43rd minute, some really good play right here. And that is just a very good ball in the end. Rui Diaz running behind, and it's 1-1. This is not going to be an easy matchup. Just Smith tried to push up. The line was not held correctly, and Rui Diaz made us pay with that finish. So 47th minute, maybe you have a chance here off this throw-in. Cruz going to try to run the defense. Good little 1-2 action. Cruz going to play the ball across to Green, and what a fucking save from Stephen Fry. What a save. Wow. He probably could have got that a little bit more near post to be unsavable, but nonetheless, the reaction, the pace to get over, the agility, that was incredible. Monty, though, in this 58th minute, going to have the ball back here on the wing, going to try to cut the ball back across. Cruz to Amaya, and again, the finishes just not working out. Chris Amaya, very quality young player. Just unfortunately has not had his finishing been up to par in some big opportunities. Now Soto showing his hold-up play. Soto's hold-up play has been actually very good throughout the season. And a weird pass. Cruz to Soto. Going to play a good ball through to Mane. He's going to look for the ball. Cut back. Who can he find? Green. And he hits that in the back of the net. Side netting. Of course, the once wonder kid, of course, started off his career really by just scoring a huge goal in the World Cup to try to bring his side back into a knockout tie. And unfortunately, things have not worked him out too much. Did not work out for him at Bayern. But at FC Cincinnati, he's had the ability to showcase his quality and get some confidence back, and maybe you'll see the man back in Europe playing for a quality club eventually. So 61st minute goal from Green. Now Green back out here again on this wing. 64th minute, showcasing that agility. Soto back to Cruz. Is he going to finish this chance? Wow. Redemption after like 5 missed chances. Cruz is going to finish this one 3-1 up, 65th minute. Wow. That is definitely a big turnaround because it looked like things were going to be bottled by the Cheek Clapper side. But Cheek Clapper had confidence. He kept his guys in there. Usually he was taking out Cruz throughout the match, once he was kind of struggling, missing chances. But this time he's left in, and he repays his manager. So Cruz really solid player. He's agile. He's very good on the ball technically. Just needed to be able to finish those chances, and he does when we needed him most to clinch this MLS Cup final against Seattle Sounders. The FC Cincinnati crowd is going crazy. You can see them happy to see their club. Of course, they just really started out an amazing kind of a history to them. The type of crowds they were getting actually in the lower divisions of American football, American soccer, whatever you want to refer to the beautiful game as. And now that those same guys, their loyal fan base, is rewarded with a MLS Cup victory from really just a kind of group of guys who overlooked throughout their career. You got some youngsters, so just a nice little team is able to reward a nice little city with a MLS Cup victory. You can see the champions here. Bertone was incredible throughout. He scored a lot of goals, and he was just very solid. I think he improved a lot more defensively in this season also is the main thing. I was thinking about getting a CDM because he's not really a defender, but we had the ball most of the time in a lot of our matches. He was our captain. You can see him there next to Granello, the young Mexican goalkeeper, Aguerito. Beautiful team. Smith, the other youngster next to him also. And it was a nice mix of just players. We had some quality youth academy players and some good transfers coming in. Some guys who are already on the squad who contribute a lot. And I think that's really what we want to keep on trying to build on with these kind of career modes I have on the channel. I love trying to tell a story. That's really the whole point, in my opinion, of career modes. You got to tell a story. You got to make things interesting, in my opinion, with the type of players you bring in. And that's what I really plan to hope to do again on this channel. And hopefully I can bring that all to you guys next FIFA. I mean, I should have a lot more time on my hands to be able to get things going. I mean, before I was just... At the start, obviously, FIFA 20 was really broken career mode-wise. It was a very broken game at the start, so that didn't help. And then after that, I just was not able to get in the rhythm of things due to work and family stuff like that. So you can see, though, beautiful team celebration, FC Cincinnati. I love seeing the fact that there's actually actual faces such as Powell, Waston, a few other guys. You can take a look at kind of the goals here. Soto had 17. I think that could definitely get some suitors back in Europe looking to bring them in, try to cash in on the youngster. And probably assist where we'll have quite a few guys, I'm guessing, also from our club. Mane had 12 goals. Mane had 12 goals and 9 assists. So Mane had a really good season. Soto had 7 assists himself also. He was really solid with his build-up play. We worked a lot on his passing with training and stuff like that, so that helped for sure. And clean sheets, Granado was second with 16 clean sheets. Our defense was pretty solid throughout the year for sure. We had some quality players on the side and definitely looked pretty good defensively, especially with the growth of Smith, the youngster. But I'll probably just go to the squad hub, kind of look at things for you guys. I mean, Granado, the young goalkeeper, was quality. Farfan, the young Mexican-American left back we brought in. I think that's what we really tried to build. He had a nice mix of youth, some guys trying to prove themselves, young and old. Really was all over this squad, and that's what the story I was trying to tell. I wish I would have had more time to just get more into it. I think what I really want to do more with future career modes is get a little bit more maybe cinematic, get some more storytelling going on for you guys, because you guys deserve the best content possible as my beautiful Chalupa lovers. But I think we'll kind of round out this episode now. Hope you guys enjoyed. I know there's a lot of people that actually kind of watch this back, and I appreciate any support from you guys. It's been nice. I wish I would have been more consistent for you all, but it's been life has thrown a few things at me, and I hope to have more content for you guys in the future. With that, guys, thank you all for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed this quick little series finale, and most of you guys probably stopped watching by now, but I appreciate all your support, and I love all you beautiful Chalupa lovers. Thank you for tuning in. Hit that like button if you haven't. Be signing out now, and I'll catch you guys later.